Our next speaker is Redu from University of California in Santa Cruz. She's a PhD student working with Dr. Johnson somehow, and she's working on perceptual decision-making using diffusion models. And today she's going to talk about neural signature of subjective confidence in perceptual decision-making. Very interesting topic. Thank you for joining us, Wei, and microphone is yours.
Thank you, Roozbeh. Hi, everyone. I'm Wei. Today, I'm going to speak to my research looking at the neural signature of subjective confidence in perceptual decision-making. Drift diffusion model assumes that decisions are formed by continuously accumulating sensory information until one of the two response criteria or boundary is reached, representing by plus C and minus C in this plot. And once the boundary has been reached, the decision process is concluded and a response is elicited. According to the model, the stronger evidence is accumulated faster and reaches the decision boundary faster, like the dark green line shows. Whereas the weak evidence is accumulated slower, leading to a more difficult decision, which is shown by this light green line. An animal study focusing on the dynamic of parietal cortex has demonstrated that evidence accumulation could be related to confidence. High quality evidence leads to high confidence, but this effect hasn't been shown in human parietal cortex. What human studies have found is that the central parietal positivity and ERP component is related to accumulation to boundary dynamics of decision formation, supporting the drift diffusion model. Specifically, the buildup rate of CPP reflects the strength of the sensory evidence and the speed of evidence accumulation. The buildup rate was measured at the slope of a straight line fitting the CPP waveform represented by this green dashed line. And CPP ramps up faster for stronger evidence, one time log to stimulus onset and a time log to the response. Because we believe that evidence strength influences not only the speed of evidence accumulation, but also the subjective confidence on the decision, we examined whether the build-up rate of CPP can predict the subjective confidence in decision process in current study. So we used a motion discrimination task with 6 levels of coherence, and participants reported their decision and confidence in a single button press in a speak manner. Higher confidence means stronger sensory evidence or higher quality of the evidence. Here is the behavioral results. Confidence rating and accuracy increased with higher coherence level or stronger evidence, and subjects made faster response when the coherence level is higher. For the EEG data, we measured the signal from parietal electrodes, and the buildup rate was measured at the beta coefficient resulting from a straight line that fits to the CPP waveform. For example, this black dashed line is the fitted straight line for CPP on a 40% coherence level, and its beta coefficient or build-up rate is 0.064, corresponding to this point. We then regressed the beta coefficients on coherence for CPP and found that the build-up rate of stimulus-aligned and response-aligned CPP are larger for higher coherence level. We also found that the build-up rate of stimulus-locked and response-locked CPP increased with faster response. And consistent with our hypothesis, we found that both stimulus-aligned and response-aligned CPP ramped up faster for high confidence than for low confidence. And then we break up the data by confidence and coherence to see how the confidence changes with different CPP slope at each coherence level. When we log the CPP to the response, the result shows that a higher build-up rate of CPP associated with higher confidence on the decision, regardless of the coherence level. So our study showed that confidence, response speed, and accuracy increase with stronger motion evidence as predicted by the drift diffusion model. And the build-up rate of CPP scales with sensory evidence strength and predicts the response time, indicating the evidence accumulation in the brain. The most important finding of our study is that when controlling the coherence level, CPP can still predict the confidence in decision formation. It suggests that CPP indexes subjective confidence of the observer, independent of the quality of the evidence. Well, that's about my study. Thank you for your attention. I'm open to questions and comments.
Thank you so much, Reed. That was an interesting talk. Again, if you have a question, type it in Q&A. And if you want to be on the screen, just write down. I can come back here if you have a follow-up question. Yeah, so so for your talk, like, sorry, how many participants you had for this one?
I have 25 participants.
And right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I have also to say that since we don't have Himanshu here, if you have a question for him, because I see some email, some chat on that, you can ask him via email. But feel free to ask question here, and I can bring you here on the stage if you want to. So what is the, I'm very interested to see that what is the follow-up of this study that.
Yeah, as you can see here in the research design, we ask participants to rate their confidence and make their decision at the same time with the single pattern price. And in the result, EEG result, we see a two peak, like before participants' response. We thought that this first peak probably related to people's decision, and when after people make the decision, they rate their confidence here. So probably our next study will be separate the decision and confidence to see how this will the EEG will go.
Have you looked at the frequency of these signals?
Yeah, we were trying to replicate a study of my advisor before to look at if the pre-stimulus alpha can predict participants' confidence. Unfortunately, we didn't find the similar results.
Was that the same area like CCP?
Yeah, the CPP in the parietal cortex. Yeah.
Yeah, so I see that it's a little bit curving down before going to response.
Yes. Normally people like have this peak when they have response for their decision. That's in previous study. Here in our study, we like participant make the decision and confidence at the same time. So the peak for the confidence probably have a delay compared to the decision.
Right. Okay, great. If anybody has a